Hey guys, today I have a foundation routine for you using the Maracuja Miracle Foundation and like a blender sponge. This is just the one from Ulta. You wet it to blend it in, and I show you how I put this on with the sponge, and also how I use my under eye concealer and powder to set everything. And then that's it. And I have a separate video on this eye look that I'm wearing today. It's just a really pretty bronzy brown fall smoky eye. That foundation, the Maracuja Miracle Foundation, can be a little tricky to put on unless you use a wet sponge. So I wanted to go ahead and show you how I do it because I've been using it a lot recently and I really love it. I have oily skin, so it's not extremely long lasting on me. But it's beautiful, it's flawless, it's so full coverage you don't need. I don't have any concealer on my face. I have a brightener under my eye and that's it. And then to cover up the brightener, I use that foundation. So it's just, I mean, it's fantastic. It's great for travel just strictly for that reason. And then I didn't mention in the video, but I don't wear foundation without a primer because I have oily skin and massively humongous pores. So I didn't show this, but I used the Tarte Speckle primer before I put on my foundation. I always use that primer. I really love it. So yeah, if you want to know how I got this flawless foundation look, then keep on watching. So I'm going to be using the Tarte Maracuja Miracle Foundation. I don't know if you can see that. It looks like this. And this is in the color Fair. I think this is the lightest color. And I just have like a lot of breakouts on my chin and the middle of my face. And this is definitely not on my oily skin like a super long lasting foundation. It just makes everything look fine. But this is a super tricky foundation. I kind of hate working with it. It dries the second it hits the skin. So I'm using a damp like blender sponge. Anything wet helps. It's impossible to put on with something dry. So I usually do one pump, and then this I usually use too as concealer, so I'll be able to conceal everything. And then I do use like a brightener on my under eye, which I will show you too. Okay, so I'm just going to take one pump and I'm going to start with that, and then I'm just going to go down the center of my face off to the side. And this is a very yellow foundation, but I've got a lot of redness, so it's okay. And then I'm going to take this and start patting it out. It's pouring down right outside, so if you can hear that, I'm sorry. I'm right by the window. Oh, it just goes on so much nicer with a wet sponge. Sorry, the dog is also here. There's another dog outside that he sees. So definitely one pump is not going to be enough. But you can see already just that little bit what it's done. Like, it's made a huge difference. And so I'm going to go ahead and go back and just do like the center of my face again. And I'm going to do one more full pump, although I don't need that, so I'll be using some of that for concealing. And this is fairly buildable. It does get to a point where like it doesn't matter how much you put on, like the coverage isn't going to be better. But I do love this foundation. It just makes such a huge difference. And it's fairly easy. I don't have any problems if I'm using like a damp sponge, like a wet sponge. Then It's totally fine. No issues. Alright. There we go. That's it right there. And then I'm going to take, I have this much left on my hand. I'm going to take the tip of this sponge. It's got like a really pointy tip. And then I just kind of wipe some of the foundation on the tip. And I stick it around the corner of my nose and pat it in. Man, right there. And then I'm going to do that again on the tip of my nose. You can kind of see I've got, I don't have any active breakouts right now, which is the part that sucks. I just have a lot of like dark spots. Cover some of that up. A little bit more right here. Pretty good. And then I'm going to take just a tiny bit more with my chin. Oh, I just love this foundation. I love it. Alright, that's all I need. And I do have a little bit more, and I'll probably, after I go in with a brightener, I'll use the rest of that on my under eye. Right now I'm trying to use up is this Maybelline Dream Lumi Touch. I have, like, just barely anything left. So, I'm just trying to use up. I don't love this product, but I don't hate it. It's just, I mean, I think there are other products that do the same thing. So I don't think this is like some kind of standout product, but it does what it says, so I would probably repurchase it because it's definitely cheap. But I don't think it's any better than there's like another Maybelline, the Instant Age Rewind or anything, and I only use this for brightening under my eyes. I don't use it as like a highlighter or anything. Just like that. I do like that it's really easy to pat in. Oh my gosh, it's so easy. It just like disappears. I don't know if you guys have this problem, but my skin is so light that any yellow or pink or peach toned brighteners, like, I don't know how people don't have to cover them up, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have to cover them back up with like a skin toned color. I'm just taking some more of that foundation on the tip and going on my under eye because you can totally see it. People would be able to tell I have like pink on my under eye. Oh man. Alright. See how like more natural that looks on me? Just looks a lot better when I put something skin toned over the top of that. I love this foundation. I just wish I didn't have such oily skin. It lasts okay. It just starts to break down on my nose and my chin. And that's frustrating because that's definitely where I need the most coverage. Alright. I will show you how I set all this and then we will be done. Now I use this e.l.f. HD Under Eye Setting Powder. I love this. I've been using this for a really long time. I think it's fantastic. It does have shimmer in it, but it's not super noticeable on your under eye. Actually, it has like glitter, like legit glitter in it, but it really doesn't show up, so I'll show you. I just take, this is a Real Techniques setting brush, and I just take this and I put some in the cap, and then I swirl it around and get it all on my brush, and then I just pat it on my under eye. And take some more. It'll get kind of matte looking. I don't know if you can tell. Like, you can see this one's kind of shiny and this one's kind of matte. And then I just do that again. I don't put very much in at all. You don't need very much. And then where I get creasing is like right in this part. So I start there and I pat it pretty good. And then I just kind of swipe it to blend it around. Like that. And then that's done. And then I set my concealer with a mineral concealer. This is the L'Oreal True Match mineral concealer. I love this stuff. I can't tell if it's being discontinued or not. But what I do, it has these like dots right here. So I just kind of stick my brush in, kind of turn it a little bit until some of it comes out. And then I didn't put any concealer on, but I just put it to the places where, I need just a bit more coverage, and where I want the coverage to last as long as it possibly can. So like my nose. And when I wear mineral foundation, I actually do use this as my mineral concealer too. It is really good. I love it. I have like 2 backups because I heard they were discontinuing it and I freaked. And this is in the color Light. And I think I have Fair and Fair Light too, and they all work for me. Alrighty. Oh, and that was just this Eco Tools brush. It's kind of the same shape as the Real Techniques setting brush. It came in a kit like a long time ago. And I have 2 of them, so it's really nice when I need to wash one, or because the e.l.f. powder is has like shimmers in it. I don't like to set my face with that, and so I can use the different brushes, so I'm really happy with that. Okay, and then I take a setting powder. Right now I'm using the Rimmel Stay Matte, and I use this Eco Tools powder brush. This is from like a newer kit they came out with, I think earlier this year or last year. And I like powder. I'm a powdery girl. So I put a ton on. It helps my foundation last too. Oh, and this is in the color Transparent. I think there's like 3 colors maybe. Alrighty. And that is all. Now I look like a ghost. But it just does like a really good job of concealing everything. And this has been like my go-to recently. I love this foundation. I can't say enough good things about it. But I will be right back with the rest of my face done. Alright guys, that's how I use that foundation. I love it. If you have breakouts or anything, it's fantastic. That foundation in particular has never broken me out. It definitely is not super long lasting. It does break down on me in my T-zone between like 4 and 6 hours. But I usually carry like a concealer and powder with me so I can just go back over those areas if I'm out. But if you don't have oily skin, I think that would be a fantastic foundation for. It's just such a good foundation anyway. It's like worth the wear down. Like, you know, if you're just going out to dinner, you're just going to coffee, like why not? You know, if you're going to be there for 8 hours, then, you know, you may want to go a different route with your foundation. But for me, it's just, oh, it's so great. I love it. And it kind of has a more natural finish. It's more dewy for being as full coverage as it is. So I just really love it. If you guys have any questions about anything else I have on my face, go ahead and let me know. Or if you have questions about anything mentioned in the video, go ahead and let me know. And I hope you guys are having a good day, and I'll see ya.